an outline of where we're up to with this challenge regarding the future of the dugongs and turtles and this awful business out on Green Island that's raised its ugly head again in recent months. He did intimate that there could be some big news coming. He also intimated that I could be getting a call through from the Shadow Environment Minister, Greg Hunt. He's actually on the line now. G'day, Greg.
Good morning, Macca.
Where are you at the moment?
I'm down at Hastings on the Mornington Peninsula, which is just southeast of Melbourne, and we had a bit of Queensland weather the last couple of days.
Well, I've heard. I was watching the tennis last night. Has it been up in the high 30s, has it?
It's been up in the high 30s, and at about midnight last night on the peninsula, it was almost 30 degrees. So today we're all Queenslanders.
Greg, while I've got you, I want to hark back to something before we get stuck into your news, and that was when I spoke to you. You had developed as a national opposition a policy that you believed was going to see the long-term safety of both the dugongs and the turtles. It was also going to see an end to these ghastly slaughters on places like Green Island, Michaelmas Cay and Low Isles. Now, when I talked to the state opposition leader, yes, very supportive, but singing from a different hymn book. Did you sort out those issues?
Yes, we're in a very good situation. Both Warren Entsch and I have been working with the state opposition, and I spoke with Andrew Powell this morning, who is the state Shadow Environment Minister in Queensland, and my hope and my prediction is that he's likely to be the Environment Minister certainly within the next few months. Now, there are three parts to our plan. Firstly, we've got about $2.4 million for dugong and turtle protection in terms of cracking down on poaching, Indigenous ranges, practical measures to help with their conservation and protection. Secondly, it's the agreement on a green zone ban, 100% crackdown on the taking of turtles and dugongs in green zones. And thirdly, overall, we'd like to see recognising the fact that the traditional elders want to see a major reduction, at least a 90% reduction in the take of turtles and dugongs throughout far north Queensland. And that's with the support and encouragement of traditional owners who know that there's been poaching done, abusing their name, and therefore abusing their rights and their culture.
Well, these reforms of yours, will they deliver that 90% reduction?
Well, our goal is just to keep going until that happens. That's my goal, my commitment. It's what Warren's committed to. I know that Colin is committed to that. He wants, of course, to achieve 100% reduction. But if we can get the 100% green zone ban and the 90% overall, then I think we will have made a huge step forward, and I will just keep going until we get there. No question, no doubt, no out clauses.
I hate to harp on this, but this whole issue had its genesis on this program in the revelation of these ghastly atrocities on the beach at Green Island, and also some dreadful behaviour out at Michaelmas Cay. The sort of things that people from the other side of the world found absolutely unacceptable, and also locals. I mean, I've had so many people saying, look, it's not just people from overseas, it's locals who have been horrified by what they've seen out there in those places with this ghastly slaughter. These measures of yours, how is that going to sort out this issue, Greg? Because we've had commitment after commitment, not from necessarily you or even the federal counterpart, but from local people. And some Indigenous leaders have said, look, it'll be brought to an end. There won't be this issue on Green Island anymore. And then a couple of months later, we find the carcasses on the beach again and find out that slaughter has taken place in full broad daylight, mid-afternoon, in front of hundreds of overseas visitors. How will your measures sort that issue out?
Well, you've got to have commitment and will, and backed up by law and funds, and a partnership, a federal, state and local. That's what we're going to put together, and I am very hopeful that there'll be a change of government at both federal and state levels, and you have a local rep in Warren Entsch, you've got the state party, and you've got the federal party that are all committed. And I've got to say, the confession is that it was your program that did trigger a lot of this thinking for me. I've been very engaged in the campaign against whaling. I think it is just wrong, and the notion of scientific whaling is a complete sham. But when I was looking at what you were reporting, And Joe Hockey came back to me after having been in North Queensland and an interview with you and said, hey, there's an issue here. I thought, we can't stand up against whaling but do nothing against the poaching of turtles and dugongs. And so if we want to hold our head up internationally on whaling, I think we have to set the standard domestically, and that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and it will succeed. I'm heartened when I talk to Aboriginal leaders like Vince Mundraby at Yarrabah, for example, and the commitment there is solid, and they realise it will be difficult in the early stages, but nonetheless they are committed and determined to see it through.
Well, look, the Indigenous leaders say our name is being abused. They want to maintain a very small take, but it's 10 times what it could and should be because of the abuse that's being done in their name. So it's bad for the turtles and dugongs and the marine environment, and it's also bad for the good name of the traditional elders who want to do the right thing by the environment and who see people muscling in, abusing their name, poaching, doing damage to the environment and damage to the standing of their community. So to their credit, they are now standing up, and I hope that the combination of your program, Colin Riddell, Warren Entsch, myself, of course BobIrwin and others, has given them the freedom and the space to stand up for their communities.
Good to hear from you, Greg. Thank you.
Take care.
He's the Shadow Minister for the Environment at the federal level. His name is Greg Hunt, and calling in from, I think it was Frankston, wasn't it? From Melbourne anyway today. It's now on 7 minutes.